Many times we experience this inexplainable sudden craving, a pain, a very painful pull that is uncontrollable in nature and that is not under our emotional controls. Those kind of emotional outbursts, those kind of emotional feelings, those kind of emotions that we harbor for that other person. It can be our parents, it can be our siblings, it can be a life partner, it can be a friend, it can be any entity to whom our cognition is connected. That is our behavioral analysis. If we conduct a self-experiment, we will get to know, and we conduct a study on ourselves, but we get to know that cognition wise, our cognition development is directly proportional with the emotional response that we conduct and that we do. In Sanskrit, it is called the Yog Nidra Maya. It is the Yog Nidra Maya that is in control of the emotions. That is the Maya, is that Brahm, it is that Dhoka, it is that betrayal that is called the illusion. In Sanskrit, it is the Yog Nidra Maya that we say that Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Sanstha Namastasya 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 Namo Namah. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Vishnu Mayati Shabdita Namastasya 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 Namo Namah. This is a Hindu prayer, this is a Sanskrit prayer that denotes the Adya Shakti, that is the Vishnu Maya, that is the Yog Nidra Maya. Yog Nidra Maya is that illusion in Hinduism that directs the entire illusion world. In different holy verses, even in Buddhist and Chinese meditations, we have seen that how the illusion is fought by the means of meditation. In Bible, we have read about how the false world and the illusion will get hold of us and how we get carried away in the day-to-day miseries of life, and we go astray from reality, we go astray from that supreme consciousness, from that Lord, from that God, from that Almighty who is giving us our daily bread, from whom we beg for our daily bread. In Quran, we have read about that illusion, that dhoka that always distracts us. It is the shaitan, it is that negative energy, it is that betraying force, that negative aura, who is that negative entity who is there, that satanic force who is there to betray us, to misguide us, and we go astray. In Bible, it is the Satan, the satanic force who makes us go astray. Yog Nidra Maya in Hinduism is that Maya in the form of Devi, in the form of deity. It is that supreme consciousness. It is that Devi. When we worship to the supreme consciousness, when we worship to the Devi with the prayer, Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Sanstha Namastasya 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 Namo Namah. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Vishnu Mayati Shabdita Namastasya 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 Namo Namah. We are begging that supreme consciousness, that Devi, that Vishnu Yog Nidra Maya, to help us to get rid of the evil, to help us to get rid of the illusion. She controls the illusion. That power is in the form of goddess. That supreme consciousness, that goddess is so powerful, so divine that it controls the entire world of illusion. It controls the asuras, it controls the negativity, it controls everything evil that makes us go astray. So by consciously working on ourselves, by consciously doing certain chantings, we can cleanse our aura. And when these chantings are done by understanding the exact in-depth meaning and the exact translation of these holy verses, of these prayer chantings, then we will be able to successfully beat the negativity, and we can manifest so many things in our lives. We can get rid of so many betraying emotions that are not good for us, that we don't want to harbor for that person who is not right for us, or certain kind of feelings we hold for the right kind of person, but the feelings go wrong. That feeling of emotions, that change of emotions, that is the mood swing, that is the uncontrollable emotional hinge that you feel, that emotional pull can be controlled by worshipping to the Yog Nidra Maya, to that goddess who is the Maya Devi, to the Vishnu, that is the Narayan power. When we worship, when we surrender and we pray and we do certain chantings consciously, then it helps us to cleanse the aura, it helps us to please that supreme consciousness and attract the control, attract the self-control that you call our yoga rishis and munis, our ancestors have done years of penance and gained the blessing of the Narayan power of the Yoga Nidra Devi. And what has happened to them? They have attained that position, they have reached that consciousness where they have reached that supreme aura, where their aura is completely clean, the frequency, body, mind and soul is completely in sync, in link and completely balanced and ignited frequency. And with that ignited frequency, they have manifested many things. How are we going to do the chants? First of all, be very clear in your heart. This chant is not some sort of superstition, and you are not doing it to please some entity and to express some sort of miracle. This chant is purely to cleanse your aura. This chant is in order to get rid of the miseries that we are facing, and we have to be in complete surrender with the supreme consciousness when we are doing this kind of chanting. It is not something that we can play with, because these kind of chants, they are so powerful, their vibrations, their aura, they radiate some kind of energy, so you cannot go wrong in the pronunciation. Because more than the literal meaning, the chantings, the ancient chantings in Hinduism and Sanatan Dharma and in various other religions and other any spiritual practice you do, when it comes to involves any kind of chanting of any religion, of any spiritual practice, anything, any kind of chant has to do more than its literal meaning. You have to focus on two things. It is about the pronunciation, because the kind of aura you are radiating, the kind of frequency it is radiating, it is the wavelength, and you are sending signals to the universe. So it is about the pronunciation. For instance, if you do the Yoga Nidra Maya chant, Yadevi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupene Sanstita Namastasya 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 Namo Namah, then you have to understand that you are saying salutations to that deity, salutations to that deity, salutations to that supreme goddess who is the controller of the illusion and who is the only reality, that supreme power who can make us get rid and win over the illusion and the material world. So I bow down and I give salutations to that supreme deity and beg that goddess to help us to get rid of the illusion world. So if you have your intent clear, if you know the chanting, now the second part will be the right pronunciation. So I will go slow in my chanting so that you can understand exactly how to pronounce it. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Matri Rupena Sanstita Namastasya 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 Namo Namah. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Sanstita Namastasya 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 Namo Namo. So the power, that supreme goddess, the supreme deity, that supreme consciousness in the form of Yoga Nidra Maya, how in the way it is residing in every part of the world, it controls both the material world, the illusion world and the real world. So that power we are giving it thousands and thousands of salutations and requesting and begging in front of that supreme power to help us to get rid of that illusion. This is the twofold action you have to do while chanting. First action is getting to know, getting the in-depth meaning of what this chant is about. Otherwise it will be just a robotic chant. You will be chanting, and the chant is so powerful that it will give you benefit. It's not like it won't give you benefit, because this is a very strong spiritual chanting. But if you get to know the twofold action, the second fold will be getting to know its meaning and pronouncing it the right way. This completes the twofold action. So when you get to know the meaning and then do the chanting, then its power will multiply, because your intent is clear, your subconscious knows what it's doing, and it is going to clear its aura, is going to clear its frequency and ignite the frequency to order to manifest the right. Law of attraction techniques have come today. Law of attraction coaches work on the spiritual seeker to manifest and enable them to perform certain spiritual practices, perform certain law of attraction techniques. But our ancestors, age old, these are years ago, 5,000 years ago, so many years ago, the Buddhist methodology, the Chinese methodology, the Tibetan methodology, the Hinduism practices, what we do in the Sanatan Dharma, the practices of Bible, the practices of Quran, these are the holy verses, a detailed study and translating the verses and analyzing on the verses. You will get to know, after reading all kind of different spiritual books, you will get to know the power and the manifestation techniques, how they all point towards that one supreme consciousness, that oneness of that power, that one power that has designed this universe and who is channelizing and guiding our energy and our link with the universal energy, because the creator of the universe is the designer of our souls, is the designer of our body, is the designer of our minds, our cognition, and the designer of those code languages, that the signals we exchange with the universe and we attract certain things from the universe, that we call manifestation. So by doing a detailed study of those books, by doing a detailed study of those holy verses, when you translate it, when you read it, and when you do manan in it, manan in Sanskrit is doing a vichar, that is completely thinking and analyzing, interpreting and thinking on how it is working. It has a very cleansed effect on your aura, and your aura is cleansed like never before. This is that meditation which never fails. Try it for yourself and see how it is working for you. Don't limit yourself to one part of a knowledge. Just extend your knowledge, because it is the knowledge, when we expand our knowledge and we extend and broaden our horizon, that is when we will be able to attract right kind of things, and we will exactly come to know of the manifestation techniques that has been in the part and parcel of the universe since years ago, since the universe came into existence, and our ancestors have implied it, knowing, unknowingly. Manifestation is just a name. 10 years down the line, the name can get improved. There can be some other names, new discoveries. Science is doing new discoveries, new names. But there is this one thing, science is just doing the discoveries that has been there with us, and the possibility of it has been given to us by the supreme consciousness the moment that power has designed the universe. This is something we cannot ignore. So spiritually uplift yourself and kill the dependencies, because it is all about killing the dependencies, killing the illusion and getting to know the real world. The real world is much beyond, and the reality is in the form of energy. Bread 41 days of life-changing course, life-changing experience. No dependency. What the slavery? Kill the dependency and don't be a slave to anything. Kill the slavery that the mind is trying to enslave you. Our desires are trying to enslave us. If we want to win the material world, let's beat the illusion. Let's win over the material world. Getting a right understanding of the material world, you will be able to successfully win the material world and manifest variety of things, manifest the right kind of things, and live a blissful life full of luxury, comfort, whatever you are aiming at. It is not impossible to achieve a thing, but if we don't channelize our mind, if we don't broaden our horizon, and if we don't give time to ourselves spiritually, if we don't work on our subconscious, then it's not going to work. In order to work on our subconscious, we have to be a leader of our minds, and we have to stop being a slave of it. Bread 41 days of life-changing course, life-changing experience, no dependency. What the slavery? Bread.